What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more of My Garage, and this is going to be a bonus episode of My Garage this week. Because I decided that there's no way that we can leave this truck looking like this after we hit that little stupid pole down there. So first things first, we're going to have to see, is there anything that we can salvage on this truck? And my guess is probably not. Um, All right, so the hammer is doing nothing. So, yeah, it looks like we are definitely going to have to replace some panels. All right, so let's see what we got to do here. I would guess that probably most everything we got to do is just going to be on this front end right here. Come on. Come on. All right, so a hood. And I might have some of these parts in the old parts house over here, so I don't want to get too far blown out of proportion. All right, bumper. What do we got here? Let's get the grill. And that's how far we're smashed in. That is a little bit bullshit. So I think that fender is probably fine. That is not fine over here. But what do you guys got going on? How you doing out there today? Um, I'm actually not doing that bad. I just got off of work. I'm gonna record this episode for you guys. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of shut eye before I go back into work later today. But you know what? It is what it is. Um, Gotta look at things in a positive way, and that's all that we can worry about. Because after tonight, I'm off for the next 3 days. So I mean, what are you gonna do? 3 days off. The temperatures dropped like 20 degrees outside. It's going to be in the 70s instead of the 90s. Um, my wife and daughter are going out of town for the weekend with some family stuff that they're doing with their, my sister, whatever. So I got good weather. I'm off of work, so it's time to do some motorcycle stuff this weekend, or maybe I'll even possibly go out fishing. I don't know. If you guys had the weekend off with no wife, no kid, what would you do? That's why I'm making this episode. I need some input. I need someone to drop some comments. What do you do? I mean, honestly, yeah, I'd probably just go ride my bike around, or very, very, very possibly, I'll go fishing. Um, I don't know about the fishing, and it's not that I don't want to go fishing. It's just that, ooh, the problem with so that radiator is not busted. I don't know how the radiator's not busted, but it's not. But like I said, the problem with going fishing is I just patience. That is my problem. So it looks like the radiator's going to be good. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that radiator. Hoses are good, radiator's good. Engine looks good. So it's just our front support right here, which I believe is held on with that bolt and that bolt right there. Is that right? Come on. Yep, that was correct. Alright, so did we get the inner fender well? Actually, I think the inner. No, the inner fender well is not okay. Yeah, it's like I said. I need you guys to drop some comments down below. Let me know what I should be doing this weekend. Like I said, I'm not gonna do anything dumb, but you know what? Maybe I go out with the boys on the bikes, and I don't know. I don't have a windshield washer motor there. Are you freaking kidding me? That's why I couldn't turn on the freaking windshield wipers. That is okay. Never mind. Never mind. Let's go look in the parts house and see what I got over here. Um. So it looks like we have. That looks like a driver's side fender. Okay, driver's side fender and the inner fender right there. So that'll take care of that and that. All right. And that doesn't look damaged though, does it? It just looks like it's needs a fresh coat of paint for sure. Um, all right, so that looks pretty good. And it was well, I guess I haven't really painted. So put that on there. Ooh, snaps right into place. And that's definitely straighter than that other one was. Wrench. So we might even be able to get away without having to buy. Well, no, we're gonna have to buy some parts. I didn't see some of the parts in there that we needed. All right, so just in case, let's grab this. And no, it's good. Says it's good. Um, body filler. Body filler. Nope, nope, no body filler. I mean, we're getting off pretty good. I thought we were going to have a lot more damage. So that is a rear bumper, door, axle, straight six, fender. Uh, all right, so we're going to need some headlights, it looks like. All right, there we go. There's our 2 bolts. Slap in our radiator. You know, and of course, we didn't lose no coolant. At least I don't believe we lost any. No, we didn't lose any coolant. Even though it was leaning over there against the side of the wall, it's fine. So no coolant is lost. All right, so the B200 body, we're going to need a front bumper and grill. Do we have the square grill or the round grill? Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and buy this grill because I think it looks better. Oh, and I need is that interior? $74 for the wiper motor. Get the F out of here. Alright, so. Oh, yeah, that looks better. That looks way better. However, this grill is different. It doesn't have the bolt right there. So it just has one bolt on the outside instead of the other one right there. That is interesting. So we still have the blinkers up there. That headlight is wasted. I'm gonna assume that headlight there is wasted. So blinker. Um, two of those. And a screwdriver for the so we got one, two. I know there's another one in there. There it is. There's our third one. There's one. Alright, so whoop. Probably gonna need it for the blinkers. Probably gonna need that back. Alright, so headlight bulb. We don't have any freaking bulbs for the blinkers. Damn it. Come on. Come on. Oh, get in there. And put that in there. It's nice that you put the bulb in before. Oop, wrong side. Yeah, I definitely need a screwdriver again. But I mean, look at that. We rebuilt the truck. And I mean, it wasn't that bad. So we still got to get a hood. And I want to say, after that, we will be back up to par, I believe. Alright, so this explains why I couldn't wash my window the other day. I mean, still think it's baloney. But alright, so fender, all good to go. So the only thing we need is a hood. And I don't believe I had a hood. Probably could have salvaged that headlight, but there's only so much you can do. We're going to run around like gangsters with no front plate. Hood, so we got windshield. Another fender, some wheels. So we're running out of parts in the old parts house. Hey, how's my car getting rusty just sitting here? That doesn't make no friggin' sense. I mean, I don't mind the patina, but my car's in a storage building. How's it getting rusty? For real. For real. How is my car getting rusty? Look at this. Got rust, 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 rust. Rust right there. Somebody's going to have to answer some questions. A car that's in storage that was 100% restored with catalog parts, not used parts. Oh, that reminds me. Hood, before I get blowing things out of proportion. $243 for a hood. Jeez. Why don't you just run me over with the truck next time? Alright, so there we are. Alright, so what do you think? Let's take a look here. So this truck is made out of used parts. So I don't know if I want to put a ton of money into it. 734.13A. $734.13A. So how about we buy 1, 2, 3 cans? We definitely, I don't know. Do we leave this matte or do we go with the matte finish or do we go with the clear coat? I'm actually kind of digging the matte finish right this minute. I am liking the matte finish. Oh, missed a spot. I forgot this is the old extended long bed. Alright, that can is done for. So definitely going to probably take more than 3 cans. One can barely didn't even do a whole side. Wow. All right. So let me know. Do we go with the matte finish or do we go clear coat? Like I said, I'm digging the matte finish right the moment. Um, well, how far is the second can of paint gonna go? You think we'll get the hood done? The answer to that is no. 2 cans. So I don't want to throw away the cans yet. I want to know how many cans of paint this takes to respray a car. And I don't know if this is a fair comparison, but this is one of the bigger cars that you would have to do with it being a pickup extended. Do you call that extended frame? Extended bed? Long bed? I mean, I'm going to call it a long bed because that's what it is to me. A long bed. And the problem I see here is I may have to take the bed off to really get the back wall. Well, there's the third can. So 1, 2, 3. It's gonna take at least 3 more. At least 3. Oh, forgot. You gotta get the wheel. Get that bottom edge. Got the wheel. All right, so what I'm trying to do right this second, let's get the bottom part of the truck done. All right, so we're probably about 50% done with the paint. Maybe a little more than that. All right, so that is the outside of the truck done. So we need to do. We need to get the roof right here. Um. All right, so there's the roof. Yeah, see what I tell you. The back of the truck is not painted. Well, I want to guess. I'm gonna say that I, I nailed the back of the truck. So let's take a look here. Actually, it looks like we did a pretty good job getting the back of the truck. Now we need to get the door jambs and the bed, and we have one can of paint. And I don't think that's going to be enough. So broken regulator. Oof. Who repaired this truck? Whoever the mechanic was did a shitty job. uh, I know it was me. Like I said, this is one of my first junkyard builds. I want to say where we did everything out of the junkyard. So that window regulator looks busted too. Well, that kind of sucks. Alright, so there is... I'm missing a mirror. Why didn't somebody tell me I was missing a mirror? Dirty ass window. How did my window get dirty? I know I cleaned that window. Um, am I just tearing this stuff up over here as I'm walking around? Come on, get in the truck. Ah, so that's 6 cans of paint. Do we go for 7 or do we just buy 2? We're just going to go for the 1. And maybe we can get this hole inside of this done with 1 paint can. I mean, I'm highly skeptical. Although we're getting some decent coverage. Freaking rust spots, though. I don't love that. And we're trying to blend away this gloss color over here. Looks like I was missing a couple spots. When I need the best coverage that I can get, and you miss a few spots, that really blows. Alright, so that's that. Ah! 7 cans. So it looks like it's not going to be quite a full 8 cans. So that's $160 for a paint job. Now the thing is could we have just went over to the service shop and just got this thing painted all in one shot? Yes, we could have. Is that the proper way to do it? I don't know. Looks like we got just a couple more spots. And I could hit this with... There's a couple of rusty spots. And we just ran out of paint. So whatever it is that's what we're getting. So let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cans of paint to repaint the truck. Now let's take a look though. So we spent a day. We got our color condition as 5-star. Our overall condition that went up. So we spent $160. 8 cans of paint. Paint's $20 a can, right? Yeah, we spent $160. We improved the value of the truck $5,000. I mean, can you argue with that? No, you cannot. That's the lights. That's the lights. I still don't see windshield wipers. So... I don't know. So, what do we got to do here now? So there's our headlights. Looks like we missed some paint on the back of the truck right there. But nothing to worry about here. We're definitely not going to crash the car again today. How are we doing on fuel? That sounded like we were getting nasty on the rev limiter right there. So we top out at 180. I mean, well, that's hauling ass in a truck. So what is that? Did I leave a plasma cutter sitting there? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Ah! Alright, there we go. Nice and slow. Shut this pig off. Shut off the lights. And I mean, there we go. So there is our truck back in fighting action. And actually, it looks pretty good. It's all one color. And like I said, what do we do next, though? Do we go ahead and rebuild the engine in this piece of crap? Because the car's worth 25 grand. I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of change that we could sell it for. Or do we rebuild the engine and see if it goes up, what, another 5 grand or so? I don't know. Like I said, you guys tell me what you want to see. Like I said, we're just doing this little old bonus episode. We got our trucks here. This one drives pretty good. This one right here, I'm not going to say it drives bad. It don't drive bad. But it's an automatic. And the brakes suck for some reason. So that is problematic. Um, the other problem is we need to take into consideration the fact that we got, what is it, a dozen challengers here. That we need to look at rebuilding. And I think what we're going to do on this one, and I don't know how I'm going to decide this, we're going to look for the roughest car. As I look at that one, and there's holes everywhere. Holes everywhere. Like, do we try to find the roughest body? Because if I was trying to find the roughest body, I would have to say, come on, push it over. It's going to be, that one's got a busted up hood. I mean, this one doesn't look terrible. I mean, all the bodies don't look, now that one looks pretty bad. That one, so that one has a bad roof. This one has a bad front end. But what I want to look at is like that. Oh, That definitely needs a floor. Front end is shot. No front end there. Floor, we're not so shot. So maybe this will be the one. Like, I really feel like we should probably look at doing the worst one. I'm not 100% sure. Exactly what we should get into. I said either that one or that one right there. I mean, that back of that's toast. The floor's toast. That floor's not so bad. I don't know. Looks like I've got a good rear end right there. Yeah, like I said, how do we make a decision on which one of these we do? I still think that it's between these two right here. That one has a bad roof. That one has a bad front end. And I think this one is a little bit worse considering the fender, the K member, the floor in there's bad, the trunk floor is bad, the rear tub is bad. So that tub's good, that tub's good. See, the floor looks fine in there though. Yeah, the floor in here looks fine. So I think that this one is not terrible. I think we need to go with this one right here. I think this is the one we go for. But anyway, guys, you hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Let me know what you think. If my situation, like earlier, what I talked about, what I should do this weekend. I appreciate every view I get. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.